This is a true crime in real time update from True Crime Today and the Hidden Killers podcast. Broadcasting live from the True Crime Today studios to the world. This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Bruschi and Stacey Cole.
From the Hidden Killers podcast, Murder in the Morning.
5 individuals arrested in Carrollton, Kentucky, after a horrifying discovery by law enforcement. Trigger warning, this involves kids. Of a 2-year-old boy found unclothed in a caged area, is how it was described, littered with urine and feces. The arrest came after a community tip led police to the property on 7th Street. Detective Dave Roberts of the Carrollton Police Department, alongside Sergeant Taylor, responded to reports on Monday, November 4th. Upon arrival, Detective Roberts and Sergeant Taylor located a male child, unclothed, under the age of 3, that was locked behind a wooden and metal enclosure that was secured with a padlock, the police explained in a Facebook post. The individuals arrested and facing charges of criminal abuse and wanton endangerment include Brenda Chilton, 71, William Mahoney, 72, Cody Johnson, 29, Tammy Simpsons, 52, all of Carrollton, and Shelby Tersoy, 28, of Ghent, Kentucky. Tersoy also faces additional charges of possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of marijuana. Police.
Well, there it is. The meth.
Yeah, you think?
It's always the meth.
Police secured the scene and executed a search warrant with the help of Chief Wilhoit, Assistant Chief Dews, and Sergeant Dews. 2 children were subsequently removed from the home by the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. This reminds me, did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
I tried. I'm one of those people where I desperately tried to get into it. A friend of mine told me that it was really good and I should start watching it. And it was just so violent that I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So no. Okay.
I mean, yeah, it is violent, but it was a good one. Anyway, there's and it's depressing too, but there's one of the scenes where Jesse goes to a house, a drug house, and there's a couple in there, and there's a little boy in there, and Jesse just wants more than anything just to try and save this little kid because he sees how they're living, and that's how this really sounds, where it's just like meth land, and there's a kid in a fucking cage.
Well, you keep chickens in cages, you know? Humans, we eat chickens. We treat them terribly. This kid was no different. It's just tragic and sad. And how do you get to this point where you can look the other, it's meth. That you can look the other way and go, whatever.
I don't ever want to understand that. I mean, you're always trying to put yourself into other people's shoes to understand how they're thinking. And I mean, that's what I do a lot on the show. And I can get, to a certain place in a lot of things. And that's through, a long time doing this now of, kind of trying to play mental gymnastics. And you go, okay, I get where this person is coming from based on what they're thinking in their mind, no matter how screwed, like Lori Daybell or something. I get where she was thinking what she was thinking. It doesn't make any sense, but that was, I can see through her prism. It's a fucked up prism, why she's making the decisions she's making. And some other fucked up ones. It's kind of interesting, when you do that. But this, where the drugs got you so blacked out that you just don't even fucking care about your kid to that level. Other than, I guess, blackout drunk, like perpetually, like where you just never wake up and you're just basically a walking zombie. I don't understand how you do this or how you go to that.
Well, it surprises me too. And not that every elderly person is like a grandparent type, but that's what I think of when I hear somebody in their 70s around a child. I think of them as a grandparent and, acting in their, best
interest?
intentions.
Yeah.
And clearly that was not the situation here.
No. In an interview with local news outlet WDRB, Detective Roberts described the appalling conditions. A child was behind there, completely unclothed, he said. There was feces, and then you're in that contained area. Robert also revealed that a delivery driver had initially alerted authorities after observing a child locked in what appeared to be a cage. Additionally, 8 to 10 dogs described being in poor health were found at the property. The Carrollton Police Department has not confirmed whether the boy is related to any of the 5 suspects. Jesus, where the fuck? Well, I hope to God, I mean, in a horrible way. I mean, I hope it is. Otherwise, they stole a kid.
Whose kid is it?
Exactly. Yeah. Whose fucking kid is it? Well, I don't know. I mean, just identify where this kid is, who are currently being held at the Carroll County Detention Center. Detective Roberts stressed the critical role the community plays in protecting children. If you see something, say something, he stated to WDRB. This case serves as a reminder of the vital role, obviously, that bystanders can play in ensuring the safety and well-being of vulnerable children. I've called in a few in my life.
Anything good happen out of them?
No, I mean, I forget. I'm trying to think of the situations. It was when Harper was younger, so I'd be at some stuff, where I'm like watching her play and all that. And sometimes you just notice somebody that's like, I don't know, they stand out. You get a good feel for most people if like their kids in the play area or whatever they're doing. And then some just, I don't know what it is, but I can tell. I think a lot of people can. And it's just, it's a weird vibe. And, it just, if there's a lot of people, it stands out. There's less, obviously, or it doesn't stand out as much if there's a lot of people. If there's less people, it stands out a lot more. But yeah, I mean, they're out there, and I saw it a lot, I think, in Harp's childhood at different places. And we're one inside a Burger King. There's this one guy in the fucking play place, and he just starts taking pictures.
Oh, that's not okay.
No. I went over and I got his phone and I chucked it at the fucking store. And then I called the police. So
yeah, why? I mean, was he taking pictures of all the kids?
We were the only ones in there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did he have a kid in there?
No.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. And there were some others, I think, where I just remember seeing somebody lurking, somebody being weird,
Ugh.
looking for, I don't know. It's you just kind of get that. And so, yeah, I mean, you do see something, say, and sometimes it's absolutely nothing, but I'd rather say something if I, feel there's something possibly wrong, amongst children, then hear the story later of, oh, guess what happened over here the other day. So if it makes someone uncomfortable for 2 seconds, so fucking be it. I mean, if somebody thinks I'm being weird or something with my own daughters there, and I say, no, it's my daughter right there, I'm okay with that because people are vigilant and just looking out. And if you have nothing to hide, you're nothing to fucking hide and you're going to be fine. But yeah, fucking say something if there's something weird because there's a lot of that shit out there. And I don't think a lot of people are very self-aware either.
Oof, God, that's scary stuff, man.
Yeah. Hey, good times, right?
Yeah, right? That's what we need.
Yes. And if you're here for relief and to not hear anything about politics at all, you're at the right place. We're not going to touch it at all. So this can be your escape. Don't worry. Politics will not be discussed on this channel at all going forward. I mean, as long as no major crimes are involved, I guess.
True, good. Yeah, you better preface that.
I mean, I guess I'll put the asterisk there, but unless there's something that we really need to be talking about in that area, we're going to keep it to our true crime life and the stuff that we talk about that is not political. So you have an escape over here. There you go. That's the horrible people we have today.
You're neck deep in a dark, twisted tale. And just as the tension peaks, bam, A commercial about some miracle diet pill breaks the spell. It's like finding a fly in your soup after the first bite. But here's the fix. True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. You get to enjoy your crime stories without the junk. Ad-free episodes, extended interviews that go beyond the surface, and early access to all the gruesome details. It's like swapping out a can of cheap beer for a glass of fine whiskey. So search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and keep the darkness flowing uninterrupted. In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
Where hidden killers roam, unnoticed, in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Bruschi as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point on narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you've taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.